Let's get straight to it. 2010 Dodge Charger. This is the 5.7 liter engine. Today I'm changing the window, regulator, and the motor. And this is what your part should look like. So unfortunately, because the person tried to repair this on their own, some of these tabs and things are already removed, so you won't be able to see them, but I'll be able to show you on the passenger side what they look like. So you can see around here on the corners or the edges, there are some plastic panel tabs to be removed there. There's a total of 5 of them so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to show you what they look like on the other side. So you can see from the passenger side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we need to get the ones on the driver's side out. So to get these out, basically you can see there's a little hole in the middle. You push that in like that. Once you push that in, you should be able to get a flat tool behind it and pop that out just like that. And that's how you get that out. So once we get those tabs out, then we can go on to the Phillips screws. So all around the sides of the bottom, there are Phillips screws to be removed. So, and then there is going to be another one here where the door handle is. Well, where the part where you close the door, and then the door handle, there's normally one right there that someone already removed. So that's 1 to be removed, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's go ahead and remove all of those now. And they already removed that one and the one at the bottom. So right now, because they removed so much stuff, my door is already pretty loose. I got all of the screws except this one out. Let's get that. All right, so once I got that last Phillips at the bottom off, it just fell right off just like this. So if you look behind it, so normally you would have to take this part off up above this, but like I said, they already removed this earlier. Someone did, so I didn't have to remove this from here, but you have to pull up and then off to get this off of here. And then also, if you look at these tabs behind it, this is another reason why you have to pull up. See this? So these tabs sit on here like there, and so you have to pull up to get these tabs up and to get the door above the door lock right there. To remove this from the door handle, just push this clip off of the rod like that, and then turn it, and then you can pull this straight up out of here. Once this piece here is no longer sitting on top of that shoulder, it will just pop right up like that. All right, so I can see the issue before I even take this piece here off. So you can see the window is not connected to here, but there's also no power at the window as well. So I have the power on now, and see the passenger window goes up and down, but when I try to do the driver window, I have nothing. See, this is supposed to go up and down right now. So something's wrong with our motor or our wire connection, but also obviously something is wrong with the I think the window got pulled out of here when he took this door off so he can get his window up. That kind of makes sense now, because I'm trying to figure out why would your window be out at the same time as your motor goes out. So I think they took this apart so that they can get the window up. So that explains why the window isn't attached. Well, a quick way for me to show you how your window attaches to the regulator hardware. So this is a 10mm here, and as you tighten that up, it tightens against the window in that rubber. And then there's another one, of course, down on the other end here behind the speaker. So we're gonna have to get this speaker off so we can see what's going on that side. But like I said, your window might still be connected. This part here can also be stuck any way on this track. It can be stuck all the way up top, or it can be stuck down low. So be prepared to have to get like a small wrench or something to get that 10mm out, because it doesn't have to be stuck here. It can be stuck anywhere on this track. And if it's stuck up here, then you have to get in between these small holes here to get to it. Same thing with the one on this side here. That's why I have to remove the speaker now so I can get to the other one on that side when I put the new one in. So so that's a quick explanation on that. The only thing left to do now is to remove these harnesses here at the bottom. So it's just simple harnesses. Push those tabs in and pull those harnesses out. So with the door off now, we can show you everything more closer up. So these are the tabs here that sits down on these other tabs right here, and that's why you have to pull that door up and off. And these two pieces here are going to sit in this hole here and this hole here. And of course, this is where you plug your harnesses into. So there's no reason to remove this panel right here at all. And then, like I said, with this one here, once it's sitting on top of that rod, it locks it in. But when you pull it to the left, it unlocks it, and you can pull that rod up and out. All right, so also, a lot of you may also have something that goes around here. You see where the glue is? There's a lot of times, material that's glued over here. You can just go ahead and pull that off if you have that around your area. That one's already out. Okay, so there's a harness back here on the speaker. Let's get that off. And now that we're down here, so now speaker's out, we can see this is the 10mm bolt that we would have needed to get to in order to get that window off, even though the window's already off. I just wanted to show you. So, and also this is the harness here for the window regulator. And there is our main problem right there, guys. So this is why we didn't have power. What I'm thinking is at some point the window came down, hooked against this, and pulled that hot wire out of there. Because it doesn't really make any sense why that would be out. There's nothing in this vicinity that will pull that out, that moves, other than the window regulator. So most likely that's what happened here. So definitely not going to try to fix this. This is an old regulator. It's probably been in here since the make of the car, 2010. So we're just going to go ahead and change this out, of course, anyways. All right, so let's undo this harness, push this red tab through, and then we'll be able to press on this tab and pull that harness out of there. So now we're ready to get the regulator itself out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm bolts to loosen this regulator. So remember to have something to hold your window up if your window's already loose. Gotta keep these bolts in one area. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take that 10mm out so we can get this bar right here out of the way. Just set that down. So now we got more space to work with. So, and keep in mind how this goes in here as you're getting it out, so you can get the new one in the same exact way. All right. Okay. So it looks like we missed one. Okay. So, and then this one here as well. So that's 5 10mm bolts to get out, to get that. And so I'm only using one hand right now because I'm holding the camera, so it's not as easy to get this out, but it's also not, doesn't seem like it's that bad. All right, so there goes the old part, and let's grab the new part. So right now this bolt is in, but it's just loose, so I can maneuver these sides around, and same thing with these sides here. So let's start with this side, since this is the hardest side to line up, and let's try to line this up here. Okay, so I was able to get this part in and this one in as well. It's still pretty loose, so now I can maneuver this side to get my bolt in here and maneuver this end to get my bolt down here. All right, so remember, when getting this part here in, you have to get that part in first and then get this part on. And so I put the 2 longer bolts, one here in the middle and then one here. That way they don't interfere with the window. I put the shorter bolts here where the window will have to go past. So now only thing left to do is to plug this harness in over here and get our window in there. I'll tell you what, let's plug that harness in after so we can see what we're doing. So I'm going to try to lower the window down. I'm going to remove these shims and lower this window down into these grooves here. So I'm going to have to loosen these ones up a little bit, so that way they can facilitate the window as it comes down. So now let me move these shims and start to drop this window down. All right, so once I remove the shims, now the window is moving. So I'm just gonna slowly bring this window down. All right, so I plugged the window motor back up, and I also put the door panel plugs back in, just so I can control the window to go up and down, so I can make sure that everything is in there right. I thought it was off track because it wasn't sitting flush on there right there, but, and if you look on this side here, this side is sitting flush. So I thought maybe it was off, but I'm realizing that's just the way it's aligned on this vehicle, because I was looking at there where it looks like the old one sat flush, but if I go up and down with it, it goes up and down perfectly the way it is. So if I was to try to make both sides sit flush, it would be almost impossible to get it to align straight, because of the way it is right now is how it should be. So with it like this, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten these all the way up, and then that's it. We can start getting this door panel back on. So let's get the speaker back hooked up and back in here. All right, so we got the speaker plugged in and screwed back in there now. So this is the easy part, folks. We're just going back together, so I'm not going to show every single step. But so we left all of these plugged in from when we were testing it, so there's no need to do that again. So now we have to get this door back up here. So everything's plugged in now. So the next step is to get this back into this little slot here. And then once it's in, just turn this so you can lock that in there. And let's get this above that door lock, just like that. Now remember, we have to get these tabs here. So let's find a good one. We have to get these tabs here on those tabs there as well. So we have to lift and place it on those tabs and then push down. All right, so I got all of these screws on where they need to be now. Now this one was already missing, and I got the screw there where you pull the door. I have the screw where the door handle is. That was missing at first, but I put one in here instead of putting one down here because I felt it was more important. And over here, of course, they were already missing these body panels clips that go in here and on here. So they'll have to figure out, you know, where they put theirs and put it back in since they removed it. But as far as where I started, that's pretty much it for the job for me. So let's go ahead and try this out now and see what we got. Perfect. So that window is going up and down with no problem. All right, guys, well, that's it. That's how you change your window regulator and motor on a 2010 Dodge Charger. This is the 5.7.